Okay guys, so we've got a little bit of Advanced Warfare gameplay in the background. This is the last Advanced Warfare gameplay that I actually have. I just found it in my hard drive. I can't remember what console I actually got this on because I haven't really sat down and watched it, but I do remember that I did okay in this game, and then I just made a silly little sort of error of judgment, I suppose. But basically it was just a case of staying in one place, going backwards and forwards, picking off people and picking up people's guns. So yeah, if you want to watch some Advanced Warfare gameplay, here it is, because I do get asked sometimes to put a little bit up, and this is about it. This is where it ends. There will never be another Advanced Warfare gameplay on this channel because I just don't have any and I don't have the game. So enjoy. Now, this is a commentary I've been meaning to do for quite a long time, and I never seem to ever get round to doing it. Whenever I think of sitting down and actually, talking about this, something else comes up, and I thought, well, do you know what, my videos are sort of rare at the moment because I'm just so busy, and also because, like I've said before, there's not really masses to talk about at the moment. It's that time when everything hits a plateau in gaming for me, especially with Call of Duty coming up and the other one fading out, that now I've actually got the time to sit down and talk about it, and that is prestiging and leveling up. Now, this is my own personal belief, and I'd like to get people's feedback about this, because I honestly believe that prestiging and leveling up almost doesn't really matter anymore, and it doesn't mean anything like it did once upon a time. I mean, if I think back to Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, it's like leveling up actually meant something because it gave you something to work for, because the more you worked for it, the more you leveled up, you actually got rewarded with better things, better weapons, better perks, better equipment and things like that. And I think this was back in the day when, the Call of Duty challenge was to actually get better, because we all know that, they made it so much easier for gamers to sort of become better at Call of Duty very early on in the game, because the newcomers and the noobs were just getting wrecked severely by the better players, that people were sort of walking away. Well, they believed that people were walking away from the franchise and playing other things because they just couldn't play it, so they had to make it as easy as possible. I mean, it's my own personal belief. I play this sometimes, and I think, when did everybody get so good? Once upon a time you used to really be able to pick out the bad players and sort of spot them over and over again and see them in a game and go, oh god, there's that guy, he's going to be totally oblivious to where I am. I will beat him in a gunfight quite easily and walk away and, continue on the streak. Whereas now it just seems that everybody is so goddamn good, and, you see these level 2 players are just fantastic. And I honestly think that it's due to the fact that prestige and leveling up makes absolutely no difference, because Modern Warfare 2, for example, I've had to sort of, I wouldn't say reset my stats, I've had to sort of start all over again in Modern Warfare 2 that many times, because I've started new gamer tags, or I've bought a new console, can't remember my password on my old account, oh bugger it, I'll just start a new gamer tag, it's just easier, set up a new email account and away we go. I am Apocalypse, I'm not APOC, I might be Apocalypse, and so on and so forth. That many different gamer tags, and it was always such a grind when I started out, leveling up again, because I thought, bloody hell, I'm starting out with all these crap classes. I've never been a fan of the UMP-45, but the FAMAS was about the only gun that started out for me as being a worthwhile gun. But then again, it's a 3-burst gun, and sometimes I like to have a fully automatic gun at my, at my disposal. And unfortunately, the fully automatic guns I prefer are much, much later on, so I would have to put that time in and grind it out, and every time I leveled up it would be like a sigh of relief knowing that I got closer to the goal that I wanted. And the perks as well, Ninja. I like free-for-all, therefore I need Ninja to play it. I cannot play a single game of free-for-all without Ninja, I need that silence, so I have to grind it out to get Ninja Pro, and then I'm perfectly happy playing free-for-all and listening to the Commando Pro Stabber's steps. Or snipers who just like to have Commando Pro anyway. Now Ninja would come at level 30, so obviously grinding it out to level 30 took a long time. You've got to take into account this is a game without sort of kill confirmed, and you couldn't really stack up your score at the end of the game and rank up very quickly. Or even something like the Stinger, to take down enemy air support. You start that game off, somebody gets a chopper gun out, you haven't got cold-blooded, you haven't got anything worthwhile to take down the, to take down the powerful streak, so you just literally have to put up with the fact that you are going to get smoked from the sky. Unless you were very lucky and you had everything you wanted when you started out, then fantastic, but I think for me, and players like me and players who like to use those classes, it was a grind to level up. It took so long. I mean, I've only hit Prestige 10 legitimately as well, once in Modern Warfare 2, and I think it took me about 2 months. It took me so long, and that's not playing it all day every day. That was playing like a couple of hours here and there. It took me ages to get to you know, to get to Prestige 10. Probably more than 2 months, probably about 6 months. I don't know. I know there'll be people saying, "Oh my god, I did it in 2 days." Yes, but you probably paid somebody to you know, get you in their lobby and give them a headshot and get 1,000,000 points. Me, I took the legitimate route. Now, on the flip side of that, I always remember when it came to Prestige, you know, there was like that thing in it, it'd come up, it'd say, enter Prestige, and you'd go, yes, go on then, I'll enter Prestige. And it would say, are you sure you want a Prestige? Because you lose all the guns and everything you've achieved up till now, and, you know, you start from afresh. And the thing with it was, in some respects, it was almost like a bit of a bragger's rights to say, look at me, I've cancelled everything out and I've started from level 1 again because I'm hardcore, and this is how I roll, bitches, you know? It was like, because my actual favourite gun in Modern Warfare 2 is the AK-47, level 70 to acquire it, so you know, the notion to Prestige sort of left me with a bit of a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach, because it was like, oh god, I've got to go through another bloody month of trying to get up there to Prestige again. So it was all about taking that big leap of faith, that big gamble. So as Call of Duty has progressed with the more later Call of Duties, in particular Ghosts, you know, it was all about currency, and you could literally play about 5 or 6 games and you had enough currency to almost get your setup exactly how you wanted it anyway, and then crack on. So, you know, ranking up and leveling up didn't really matter, as long as you got that currency, that was fine. So prestiging just didn't scare me, it just moved on and that was it. It was just all about showing an emblem and saying, look at this, I just prestiged, but it's not that much of a leap of faith anymore. Black Ops 2 is exactly the same. You know, my favourite guns, PDW and Scar H, they're quite sort of early on guns. All the perks were there early on, so I didn't really need to worry about ranking up. So again, you know, sort of playing away, I would get everything I want by about level 6, and then it didn't matter. Ranking up was absolutely not a problem. And also prestiging as well. I got myself to Master Prestige once, and I reset my stats. There's a video somewhere on my channel, I can't remember where, but it's way back in the day. I got to Master Prestige and it was like, hey, look at this is fantastic. Okay, reset my stats. Because it doesn't matter to me anymore, it's absolutely superfluous to a requirement. So as far as I'm concerned, prestiging doesn't really give that challenge anymore, and it doesn't actually mean anything, it's just a symbol. You know, once it was like taking the red pill or the blue pill to see where the rabbit hole leads you. Now it's just a case of crossing the road when the lights are red, you know? So I don't know, what do you think about that? Do you think prestiging means anything anymore? Do you think it's actually a leap of faith and it's hardcore as it once was, or do you think it's like, whatever, I'll prestige, it's just something to do? Thanks for watching, guys. Apocalypse done.